Hey, I see you. If you're returning, I appreciate you. I see you. If you're new, hold on. I'm not even done. Let me finish. Today I'm gonna talk about my accomplishments. What? Girl, you do stuff? Yes, I actually do accomplish some things here and there.
This is a tense moment.
Yeah, it is. You can hardly breathe.
You know, last week I posted a video on my mistakes. You know, I used to be really uncomfortable talking about, but I'm not as uncomfortable right now. So, okay, well, okay, chill, Naynay. All right, fine, chill. So one of the first accomplishments that I'm gonna start with takes me back years when I first started MMA. I competed in a grappling competition and I won my first grappling competition. So that was a pretty good accomplishment considering I believe I was a year in or two in MMA. And then after that, I fought. It was my first MMA fight. But see, at the time where I had my first fight, a lot was going on. I just had a really crazy relationship. And a year before that, my mom had survived cancer. So it was very hectic at the time. And when I started MMA, it came out of pure luck. My sister actually gave me a gift certificate to start MMA for a free month. Sister being nice and stuff, like she's so sweet, right? But she knew I needed it. At the time, you know, it was very hard for me to go train because I felt limited. I felt like I didn't have a lot of support. And the only people that were supporting me at the time that I felt the support from were my sister and my coach, Taz. So they believed in what I could do. And just going through the training camp, it was tough. I did 2 training camps back to back because my coach was transitioning from being a part owner to a full business owner. So there was a lot going on at the time behind the scenes. And so I was first gonna initially fight with one gym, but then that transitioned over to another gym. And so I had to do 2 training camps back to back. And so it took a lot in my body. When I started MMA, I was around 157, 158 pounds. So like almost 160 pounds. And I'm 5'1", so that's like midget Oompa Loompa right there, right? I was a little bit too overweight. And so I dropped a lot of weight for my grappling tournament. I dropped like 20, 30 pounds and I got down to like 120, 125. So my body took a lot of stress.
Half guard, control.
And then after that, when I had my first fight, I did drop down to 125 for the fight. And again, there was a lot of mental stress leading up to the fight, but I knew I wanted to fight because I knew I had worked so hard for it. And when I meant hard, I mean like I was going in very consistently. I put in a lot of work into the gym and I was going there and I was trying my best. And I did put a lot of pressure on myself because I wanted to win. And considering I didn't feel the support from my family at the time, I still wanted to do this for myself, but it was very hard for me to go through practice and not feel like I sucked, and not feel like I was defeated all the time. So going through the fight process, even looking at my opponent, a lot of people did doubt me because she looked pretty intimidating. You know, when your opponent looks intimidating or you look intimidating, people look at the other person like the underdog. And so I believe that I was the underdog. I mean, I don't think a lot of people believe that I could actually fight, but I did. And when the referee raised my hand,
Narita pulls it out.
I was so happy. Like, it was such a freeing feeling. The fight itself was really freeing because I put myself there and I earned that fight and I earned that win. So it was so liberating for me to know that I did something for myself. For so many years, I always felt like I was doing stuff for other people. I did stuff for my parents, because I owed them that. Just as an immigrant child or just a kid in general, you feel like you have to do a lot of things for your parents because they worked so hard to get you to where you are. But this fight was for me. I didn't do this fight for anybody else but for me. So the fight itself meant so much to me because I didn't have the confidence in myself and I didn't feel like I had enough to win a fight, but I did. And that for me was, oh my God, that was the best freeing feeling that I could have, even though I knew that I had worked very hard for it. So not too long after that, I continued with my training and I took in the courage to move out of my mom's house and was able to win my fight, win my grappling tournament, and move out of my mom's house was a really big accomplishment for me. Everyone goes through that. Like a lot of people go through college. Like I understand a lot of people do a lot of things, but considering at the point of my life that I was in at the time, for me, it is a big deal because I was able to do that for myself, feeling like I couldn't, but I did it. But I had the right support system and I had something in me, in my heart that told me that I could do it. And I did. And so years later, my black belt. I earned my black belt. I'm still proud to say that I earned it because I was going through things back to back, the fight camp, the mental issues that I had, and I earned my black belt after my injury. I had earned my brown belt. I had worked so hard for it. And not too long after I was supposed to test for my black belt, I injured my Achilles. So then I was forced to take time off and I took a whole year and a half to train for it. I had to first recover and then I had to train for it. And going back to that process and going back to that, it just makes me think of how crazy I must have been back then to keep going. Like I was crazy to just think that I was gonna get back on my feet and I was gonna train for my black belt, and I did. And if you want to see the black belt test, I did post it on previous videos. There is a playlist section of my black belt, so you can watch what I went through. And you will see that a lot of things have changed, but I did that shit. And it makes me happy and it makes me proud. I wasn't alone in this process and I'm still not alone, and that's why I keep going. Because I have a lot more in me and I am not done.